Hi, my name is Mark McKnight and welcome to this lesson with learnandplayit.com. Today we're going to be explaining a topic that's of interest to most guitarists regardless of what style of music they play. That's the topic of the modes of the major scale. Understanding modes is commonly one of the topics people have the most difficulty grasping. On the one hand, this is surprising as the concept behind modes is very simple. But on the other hand, if you don't get the right idea to begin with, the topic can easily become confused and seem much more difficult than it actually is. One of the reasons for this confusion may be that the explanation of modes seems to involve a lot of unfamiliar theory. However, when this is the case, it can become impossible to see how this material relates to playing music on the guitar. So in this lesson, we're going to try and keep the jargon to a minimum and concentrate on how to put the modes onto the guitar so we can start to hear and feel what they actually play like as quickly as possible. To begin with, let's choose a key to work in. As we're already familiar with it, let's choose the key of C major. We're going to play, as before, with the root of with the root on fret 8 of the low E string. The notes and the intervals of this C major scale are going to be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and that's 1 major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and 1. And it's going to sound like this. And then to extend that over another octave. The first thing to understand is that the modes and the chords we can derive from the major scale are linked. Therefore, if we understand the chords available, we're going to prepare ourselves to understand the modes also. As the scale has 7 different notes, we'll be able to derive 7 basic chords from it. And each of these chords is going to have a mode associated with it in the key of C major. We already know that in order to form a chord, we have to take alternate notes from the scale. From our study of root and guide tone voicings, we also know that the formula of each chord type is going to be major 7, minor 7, dominant 7th, or minor 7 flat 5, and we know how to work these chords out. Therefore, if we start on each note of the scale and take alternate notes, in other words play the arpeggios that we can derive from the scale, we're going to be able to work out the 7 in the key of C major. So I'm now going to demonstrate how to play these arpeggios and chords and also tell you the name of the mode associated with each one. So let's start obviously logically from the first note of the scale, C. If we take alternate notes, we're going to get C, E, G and B. Now we already know from our lesson in root and guide tone voicings that we leave out the 5th and we get a C major 7 chord. That's C, E and B, 1, 3 and 7. Okay, and the name of the mode associated with this C major 7 chord in the key of C major is C Ionian. Okay, so let's move on and start on the second note of the scale, D. We're going to get D, F, A and C. And this time again we leave out the 5th and we get 1, flat 3 and flat 7, D, F and C. That's called a D minor 7 chord, and the mode we're going to associate with that particular chord is going to be D Dorian. Let's start now on the third note, E, G, B, D. Okay, that's going to look like this. And again, that's a minor 7th chord, this time with its root on E. The mode we're going to associate with this 3 chord in the key of C major is going to be E Frisian. Let's start now from the 4th degree. F, A, C, E. There's our arpeggio, and here's our root and guide tone voicing. That's obviously a 1 major third and major 7th, which is in an F major 7 chord. The mode we're going to associate with this degree number 4 of the scale is called F Lydian. Then from G, G, B, D, F, 1, 3, 5 and 7 are flat 7 rather. So we're going to leave out the 5th, and we end up with this, which is a G dominant 7th chord, or a G7 chord. We're going to associate G mixolydian, the mode G mixolydian, with this, the 5 chord of the scale. Okay, let's go from degree number 6. A, C, E, G. This gives us 1, flat 3, 5, and flat 7, which sounds like this. When we put it into a root and guide tone voicing, that is an A minor 7 chord, and the mode we're going to associate with that chord in the key of C major is going to be called A Aeolian.